This is Favors, Financial Topics, Various Topics. And then, of course, know your current finances. So you must be financially stable. When you're not financially stable, it makes it easier to engage in emotionally disruptive relationships. If people pursue financial stability as a life personal purpose, I think people would be less likely to engage in illicit behavior. I really do. I really do. If you looked at that $100 that you are going to use to go pay for some drugs, but instead looked at it as $100 a day, that ends up being $700 a week, and you thought to yourself, maybe before I take this hit, that this is $700 that I'm committing to a drug that could keep me hooked forever. I wonder just how much people would reconsider. Many people engage and enter the drug market simply because of curiosity, simply because they're bored, simply because why not? And so that is an emotionally disruptive relationship that you are having with drugs. And it has a root somewhere. Someone might have hurt your feelings. You might have come from a hard background, whatever it is. But it's an emotionally disruptive relationship. When you are not financially stable, you can do the same with a sibling. You always have to help them pay their rent. It's not like the person is 18, 19, 20 years old, just coming out of high school, still trying to find his way, maybe taking some college courses, maybe helping her with her little side business. It's not like that. It's this person who just has a sense of entitlement, and it doesn't matter whether or not you care about how they are treating you. It's just that I want you to give me what I want you to give me. You have it, so give it to me. And that's going to be an emotionally trying type of situation. And the way they reveal themselves is they pout. They are no different than the child that you see pouting on the floor. You got some people who pout and they won't call you anymore. You got some people who pout who will scream to the top of their lungs, just like a child. You got some people who will pout, who may utilize violence against you, try to get all up in your face. You got different types of people who will engage in emotionally trying, disruptive types of incidences that you then say, just it'd be better just to give her the money, just give her the money. But you can't do that all the time, because you have to consider yourself as a 100% responsible adult. So establish a savings and investment plan, pay off debt, purchase life insurance, plan for life's little transitions and setbacks, grow in your career, create a side hustle, or turn that hobby into a second income. I want to look at that third bullet point right here under the separated section, plan for life's little transitions and setbacks. So we are in a pandemic. I mean, we're kind of coming out of it, not too much, but we are kind of coming out of it. But we are in a pandemic. We didn't expect for the whole economy to shut down. And so what Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman and all those other types of, financial people have been talking about all this time, to have an emergency savings plan. We didn't expect for jobs to shut down and people have to stay home remotely and do work remotely. And then there are some people who couldn't do work remotely and lost hours. And so if the pandemic didn't teach us anything, if the pandemic taught us anything, is that we really need to understand our finances. We may need to reassess our career options, the types of options. I wonder just how much, because of the pandemic, people might decide to go into the medical field, because those people still got to work. The hospitality industry had to shut down for a minute. The schools, I teach at the community college, I can work remotely because we have online database. But it got very hard for me too, because if you don't have students working to pay for school in order to enroll in courses, I don't have any courses. So it's all connected. So growing in your career will definitely require that you understand technology, because a lot of the technology people, workers, they were able to work from home, right? And so that's something also you want to think about, because if you are still making $25,000 a year for 5 years, you're not really growing. However, there may be an exception to the rule. If you're taking on more responsibilities, especially leadership responsibility, you may not be increasing in pay as much, but you have something to place on your resume that reflects you being a leader. That's still growth. It's still growth. You can't always base everything off of money, but then, and as a 100% responsible adult, you have to base everything on money, because you got to take care of yourself. Then of course create a side hustle. I mean, a lot of people decided to create YouTube channels, and they have been doing very well in that. So know your current finances. All right. Hopefully you were able to gain some insight from this series topic. Like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, hit the notification bell for future videos. You can visit my website, which is still in development, reginayfavors.com. You can always email me with a question, reginayfavors@yahoo.com. You will be able to purchase the book by the end of October 2021. I'm hoping that I will have it completed, completely revised rather. It is already written and done. I just have to edit it. It is Overcoming Setback: 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction. Thank you for visiting the channel. Coming soon is my new book that I am working on presently, and hope to complete by the end of the year, December 2021, preferably February 2022, and that is Favors: Financial Recovery, Psychological Approaches to Overcoming Financial Setback, with some workbook elements. So it is the hard, it will be the book that will support the audio series, although I have developed the audio series prior to actually writing the book. So be on the lookout for this new book. When it comes out, when I finish, I will create an audio introduction to the book. Thank you again for visiting the channel.